Today's video is going to be a start of a series where I play Minecraft and I complain about things. These videos are going to be more stripped back, more laid back, and a lot more personal and vulnerable. Now, if you are one of the 12 fans that I have, you know me as more of a goofball, a jokester. And I may make jokes here and there, but I'd like these videos to be more straightforward and more vulnerable. And our first topic and first video to start off this series is going to be lust. Now, gentlemen, raise your hand if you struggle with lust, whether it be chasing a new woman every week, whether it be laying in bed, jerking off 3 times a day, whether it be cross-dressing and calling yourself a transgender. There is obviously an epidemic with young men and lust. Me personally, I have been battling this issue consciously for about 2 years. It's like every time I bust a nut, I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Mid-stroke, I'm like, what am I even doing? I'm not even keeping it up, and I'm just doing it just to feel something. And I've been able to go like 2 months, and then it's right back at it. Now, I'm not in the worst bracket for this. I have a girlfriend, so I wouldn't even consider myself in the worst situation. Yeah, I still struggle with it. I've been on Discord servers where I see even more degenerate behavior. Lonely, sad men, cross-dressing, hyper fetishes, busting nuts 4 or 5 times a day. And it's killing this generation. It wasn't a problem for the boomers. They didn't have internet access at the age of 11. They didn't have that escape to get addicted to something like that. They had magazines that they would hide under their pillows. And millennials, let's be real, while they're in the same boat, the internet was not popping off in that sort of way. Generation Z, my generation, we came up at the perfect time to where there were no restrictions, no caution. All you heard was, don't go on that Pornhub. So okay, stay away from Pornhub. What about Twitter? Fuck it, even YouTube. So I was around 11 when I started gooning. It really was a good escape for me at the time. Just like everybody, I had my fair share of childhood issues, and beating my shit was the perfect way to get away from everything. And I didn't realize there would be a problem with it until I already turned 18. That addiction ran over half a decade before I caught on to the fact that it was an addiction. Imagine you drank every single day of your life, and it took you 8 years to realize you had a problem. So of course, when middle school comes around, I start looking at ladies, and I gotta try to get in contact with each and every one of them. Anyone I could. Send and get sent things, degenerate behavior, and that led to a lot of problems. Taking full accountability, it's entirely my fault. I've had my nudes leaked. I've had videos of me doing some freaky shit get posted on Instagram, shown to all of my closest friends. And you'd think that'd be kind of the lesson. Okay, it's time to step away. Somehow that drew me in even more. While my heart was broken with trust issues, I couldn't find a means to escape. It's like that's all I knew. So then I carry it into high school, issue after issue, leak after leak, rumor after rumor. And I get to a point where I feel like my life is over. I'm just like, yeah, nah, this ain't it. But at that time, I was blaming anybody but myself. You know, why would this person screen record something of me? Why would they go show people? And the answer is, that's what kids do. Now I realize it's my fault for trusting anybody. It's my fault for putting myself out there like that. And if you're a young person yourself, never, ever send pictures or videos of yourself exposed to anybody. And even after I found out I was to blame, I couldn't stop. You know, I had them 1 or 2 friends that I could still trust. I was still like, you know what? This person hasn't done anything. Let me just keep getting away with this. And then finally it climaxed. No pun intended. And my entire friend group at the time starts to hear some rumors, starts looking at me different, loses all respect for me. I had to step away and look myself in the mirror at what I've become. I started to look at the kid that I lost, the kid who was never introduced to lust, who was never on the internet gooning to every and anything possible. And I just wanted that kid back. No Epstein. So I start committing, failing, committing, failing. But at least I know now what I've been doing to myself all these years. And I don't know if there's any healing that can be done to my brain. I think there's just moving on. I really damaged my soul, and with no guidance, there is nothing stopping me. So all there is for me now is to move on, figure this shit out, be a goddamn man about it, and try to find peace with myself. Because ultimately that's what it is, right? You start to hate yourself. You grow some resentment. Why did I do this to myself? And I start to look at myself like 2 people. There's the innocent person, and then there's the person doing all the bad acts. I start to lie to myself like I'm not that person doing the bad acts. So I judge that person harshly, as if it's not me, as if I'm not supposed to love myself. So that's my rant. If you're under the age of 18, I'm talking even 12 years old, and you're on the internet and you're figuring shit out for the first time, take this lesson and put it away. Stay off Google, stay off Twitter, keep your head straight, or it will ruin your life. It'll put you in a hole so deep you couldn't even imagine getting out of it. But that's it. Bye. Love y'all.